Welcome back everyone. Yes, we're back in the garage and we are fiddling back with the front sprocket. Let's see if we can get a 14 tooth on. Right, let's try this shit again. As you know guys, I run the 43 tooth rear, so that's plus one on the back. This is the AEM kit, and as you know, I've tried to fit a 14 tooth before, which didn't work. Look at that. That doesn't fit. But thanks to the good guys and everyone on the forums, some people have been playing around with it and they've actually found the right one to fit. So let's get over to the bench. That's right. Look at this. JTF 742. I had the 748 last time, which is why it didn't fit, but we've got the 742. It's about 20 quid. It's hardly anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the stock 15 tooth off, fit that one, and then we'll go for a test ride and see if all this shit still works. Quick shifter dash. I'm expecting a few errors, but let's see what happens. Stock 15 tooth is off. The way I did it, I'll put a link to the previous video, but basically leave the wheel on. I just got my missus to sit on the bike, hold the brake while I loosen the nut there. Then you can take the wheel off, give the chain some slack, remove all this, the cylinder comes out so you can get that out, get the chain off, put this on, tighten it back up, put the wheel back on. Right, once you got to this point, and that's pretty much tightened up here, then you got the wheel back on, you will notice there'll be a bit more slack. So I've left this all loose, so I need to adjust the chain once the bike's off the rear paddock stand, put the side stand down, and I'll do the measurements here to make sure we adjust that first before we do any ride outs. Right then guys, should we try and test this stuff out, this 14 tooth sprocket? You might notice that there's a little triangle on my dash because I've had to ride out here with the 14 tooth, but I think that is what we expect. Obviously my gear indicator is missing because it doesn't know it's in neutral, I can't tell. So I've got to start it like this. Try and hit some little back roads that I've got by me. This is so we've 14 tooths, one down on the front, and I've got a 43 on the back, which is one up. So more acceleration is what we're going for here. More acceleration, more pull, and see if it works. And the answer is, the bike does work. As you can see, look, it's pulling fine. Obviously, I don't know what gear I'm in, and that is a problem you're going to get. With the rear, if you just change the rear, I think the ratio or whatever's being measured, I think the gear position sensor off the front sprocket is all fine. You think it still works. But when you change the front sprocket on these, it goes down to a 14. The ratio changes, so the gear position sensor itself plays up a little bit, and I think that is what's causing the yellow exclamation mark and the triangle warning. And I bet when I get back and I'll read the code, which I'll do later on, I'll bet you will give me that gear position sensor error. But I want to know if the bike still works. And the only thing it's definitely a lot more eager. You know what? It feels to be a bit like there's a bit of not a vibration, not like an extra bit of engine brake when you definitely come off the throttle, and just a general little, I don't know whether it's a little vibe or a tingle, just like feel on the peg, on like a vibration sort of thing. It could just be I need to adjust the chain slack a bit more, or I need to go and check it again when I get back. It could just be something simple like that. Up around here, isn't it? I've got my super coursers on, the Rosso 4s, sorry, so I've just got to be a bit careful. We've had shitloads of rain around here in the UK, so obviously all these back roads aren't dry. But in terms of pickup and pull, it certainly feels fine. I don't want to say like it doesn't feel. It's definitely not as smooth, which is what you expected. So yeah, it definitely doesn't feel as smooth. It feels a bit more rawer, a bit more, aggressive, which She's thinking, bloody hell, what are you talking about? That's the whole point you do this. Hold on, look at this. Move over, thing. Right, let's just go down these roads. And I will say that with the quick shifter, it goes up in the first to fourth, up and down is fine. Fourth to fifth, I don't know. No matter how many times I've tried to force it, as in try real hard, it doesn't want to go. If I do it on the clutch, it goes. So I don't understand why that's happening, because if it's working in the first to fourth gears, that means the actual thing itself is working, as in the quick shifter, and obviously the clutch that I put back together, the clutch sleeves it works, because that's obviously working, because I can change on the clutch fine, it doesn't have any issues. Yeah, but these are the similar problems that I had on my 950 when you change the sprocket, and the only way to get that done was to get it flashed. And there is talk, I think you can actually take this to the dealer with this 14 tough, and they can actually they can plug the laptop in, and I think it's called relearning the gear position sensor, or relearning the sensor, because if the flash people can do it on a 950, that means it is possible with software. So basically that will just stop the warning lights coming on, so there's no problem there. But yeah, I might need to go back and have a little just check and double check that the clutch cylinder is in properly, or is connected up properly when I took it off, and the chain slack is all correct on the rear, because there was obviously a lot more play when I changed the front. Is it too much, as in like the 14 and the 43? Do we go back to the stock 42 on the back and just see if that's all right? See, it's definitely got a bit more give and go there. In the lower gears, it's much better. It's definitely a lot more eager in the lower gears, which is what you'd expect, and it feels good when it goes. I just haven't had a chance to see what it's like in the top end. Yeah, I just think the shifter to me just feels a little bit like stiff. So I've got a feeling that I'm maybe not just I'm not sure. I'm a little bit on the fence with the 14 tooth, I will say. It's the quick shifter side of it, really. It's a little bit, it's because it's so good that now I'm having to, I want the gear, and it's not going in, it's putting me off. And because it's putting me off, I'm not really liking how the bike is working, behaving. Right, a bit of a dual carriageway here, so in theory we might be able to get a bit of a chance to do a bit of an acceleration test. Let's have a look. It's just yellow lights, see that? Just the traction light was just on. And I think it shouldn't have any traction issues. Food for thought, guys, food for thought. It does work, and it sort of kind of doesn't. So let's just get back to the garage and check what the fault code is and read that, and we'll take it from there. All right, let's get back. Right, yep, back in the garage, and still got the triangle, still got this warning thing, and the dash and the gear sensor in. So I've got my device connected. I don't know whether you can see it. I've got it connected to the Euro plug. So let's select work, tool, select DTC, check DTC. Still connected. P0914. I told you it's that same code, mate. And I put in what that code actually is. Right, let's go and clear it. Right, delete it. Okay. Run the errors. Turn it all back on. Just do the check. None there. And the dash is all gone. And I got my gear sensor back. So, another video done. Tell me what you think. Tell me whether or not I should continue to stick with this 14 tough and this 43. I might just have to give it a bit more time to chill and play around with it, but you know what to do, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Just keep watching the channel and keep supporting everyone. So catch you in a bit.